for 7/8 of this movie, I enjoyed the motherfucking shit out of it. I was like, God damn, how did this one get by me? I looked the director up. It's like she's done a lot of work since, made episodes of Breaking Bad, etc. But I thought
there's a lot of TV,
Like it reeked of the 70s, which I always find really
in a very authentic way.
It's the costumes are great, the music is great, the cars were great. That
the fashion is top notch.
It's amazing,
top notch.
I have a lot of things like Dexter Fletcher, like who has since moved. Like he's now the director of the Queen movie and the Elton John movie, but
wait, who's the other guy? Who's this guy? It's My Island.
He's also done a lot of stuff that I really like. I will say, like, I thought the ending was a little bit like he didn't stick the ending, but then again, neither did the real guy. So I can't really the movie.
Exactly. Also, real life. Did he get killed by the guys?
Yes. He actually probably was just straight up murdered by the Fort Lauderdale Police Department,
or suicide by cop.
No. He fought with them over a shotgun and then got shot in front of a party. And it was
how the movie ended?
It's not the way the movie ended. He did not, it wasn't a car chase and all that. He'd been arrested, which is why there's that picture behind Jim.
Yeah,
thank you. I was curious about that.
And then he went back and stole the car from the police impound, which is fucking rad.
That would have been a great scene.
Let's just talk about how cool that shit is.
And then guy, the shit the guy did for real, like, wow, the chutzpah.
Based on that picture behind Jim, Woody Harrelson should have played that dude.
Yeah, right. Also, beautifully set up. In fact, the whole beginning, which is
Woody Harrelson couldn't have done the accent.
Which is the most in media res start of film I've seen, because you got to know about this Soweto uprising. You got to know about what's going on there, and it affected him so deeply that he's like, his police morality just went away. And he says,
I mean, if you know what apartheid is and what South Africa was in the 70s, I think that's all you need to know, because everything else
I think there's something specific about that particular one.
Everything's on the screen. I mean,
it's
this
all
was
there.
also the thing is
all there.
The Soweto uprising was also about who was going to run the country.
It's all there, but again,
English South Africans, the Boers, or somebody else.
But too quick for him to be like
anti-Boer. It wasn't anti-white people.
The next minute robbing banks.
No, I like the fact that he.
Jared, that's what happened.
That he what, Jim?
I like the fact that yes, it's not clear why he decides to rob that fucking bank, because he goes out of one place and it's like, oh yeah, I robbed the bank. Oh, I gave the money to the kid.
Right.
While he's trying to get away.
I think he gave him all of it. I don't think
he learned that he can do it. It was like, wow, that was fucking easy.
One of the things they leave out of this movie that I don't think they should have left out of the movie is that he was an Angolan war veteran.
Interesting.
They don't talk about that.
Just like Fred Verdun.
And
that would be
means something to two
Jim.
And literally, I think they should have mentioned that, because I do think that helps with the like, oh, I'm just gonna go full on. Like I'm just going from 0 to 60 because I've seen the worst shit possible.
Yeah.
Like I saw Angola, which was a nightmare, and then I came back and I did this, and bang. However,
he
didn't actually do this. That's the other thing. He was at Temesu for one of the riots, but he was not there for the massacre.
So there was some artistic license. Basically, they took his trauma from Angola and put it in South Africa.
Right.
I thought that was very, very
well. But he was there. He saw what was happening. He just wasn't there the day they shot 170 people.
I think what I loved about this movie, Dad. I loved. Excuse me, Jared. I loved when he wrote the letter from prison. I think it was to his father, when he said it was like, now I know who I am.
Yeah.
They were panning across the filthy toilets. And it was like, the whole time he was a cop, he was like so conflicted. And then when he got to prison and he met his friends, he was like, now I know who I am. Yeah. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I am on board with this movie.
I do think this movie was a little
interesting.
I don't know. Like, I would have liked this movie to have been like, this movie is definitely better than the first one in my opinion. But honestly, I don't think I think it's a little too slick for this subject matter for my personal taste. Like, I would have liked this movie to have been a little more raw and a little darker and a little more dramatic. But I enjoyed most of it.
This all of those things.
This was an okay movie.
All right.
So he's kind of a folk hero in South Africa.
I'm guessing
Like Ned Kelly.
I will say that my favorite thing, my favorite thing about this movie is
like the Hanson brothers.
The fucking accents are
or the Cray twins.
The accent, the accent work is the most spectacular thing. Like,
and only the actor who plays Cor is South African. Right. Everyone else is from somewhere else.
Oh, I know, dude.
We've got an American, we've got a Scottish guy, we've got a Canadian woman, we've got a British guy, and like, it's like we've got one South African in this movie.
I was mesmerized by the principals, by Thomas and Deborah's accents were so fucking good.
Yeah,
I was just like, wow, like you really. Your language coach was amazing.
Furthermore,
I also like the way they slipped in and out of Afrikaans too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Furthermore, there was that
dad speak English.
Furthermore, there was that scene towards the end once he got to Fort Lauderdale and he called his dad and he put on second accent.
That was great. Yeah,
pretend to be a former guy that worked for his dad, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Or at least just pretended to be a black South African.
Pretended to be a black South African,
but it was fucking gold. Like,
that was astounding to me.
Thomas Jane is a good actor, but this was like next level. His
I agree. I've seen him in so many things.
I swear to God, did this even get screened in the United States? I don't remember ever seeing this.
I watched this in the theater. I'm one of the 10 people who went and saw this.
Buy it on Blu-ray. It doesn't exist on Blu-ray.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
It's so good, man.
It was it was a nice pick because it was something.
I like the balls that they had, him and his crew. Mm-hmm. I love when they ripped off the bank like right next door to the station to the setup.
Right.
That was
the best one. The best one is when they go back. When they go back and re-rob the bank
again. That was the best.
He's listening on the radio.
And they turn the car around to go back and rob it again.
That's what this is. That's what's behind me is them turning around to go back.
Hidden vault. I don't think so.
It's so amazing that this is a true story because we were talking about earlier, like you were talking about the forest and people walk through it and they rob and come. Like, I think the thing about, I mean, not that I would know, but it seems to me like when you see movies like this or you read books about like real ones like this, it's all about just having fucking confidence and competence. Like if you are just, you can do, like, this guy had both, right?
What fucks them up when Lee freaks out and shoots the ceiling?
Yeah,
like up until that point, they're fucking gold.
Untouchable. Untouchable.
Well, the thing to remember, and I've actually seen this,
but still shooting the
Jim.
As long as you look like you belong, or if you look like you're just somebody who's like walking out of a bank and going somewhere, nobody pays attention to you.
Well, what do they have them put the money in? Briefcases, like purse type things, a bag for tennis rackets.
It's kind of like getting in a fight. Like the most.
You don't get on a city bus after you do the deed.
Yeah, but they could have got on a city bus.
If they did it right.
No, that's the 42 regular effect. Like some white guy, 42 regular, looking like a regular white dude, he can get murder.
Well, they have that scene where the woman goes, "It was you." I mean,
that was to his face. That was the best.
And you want to cuff me right now?
But then one of the best parts is
is
at the end where
she's looking at him just like.
He pretends to be the innocent guy who has been harassed.
I know.
That's the biggest balls in the whole movie.
That was brilliant. Come on.
Yeah, that was so good.
But no, the whole "it was you" thing, that was like, you can watch the rest of the police force paraphrase it. It's like, oh, you meant someone like him. You're like, no.
Somebody like him.
But dude, he's so confident. He's like, I've been harassed so many times. Like, leave me alone. Like, you're just like, holy shit. He's got
the newspaper article in the plastic.
Right.
because
Also,
because
the
no
four
one
pieces-
because the
four
cops
pieces
are
of
thinking-
ID that is that the other guy's wife happily put into an envelope and handed off
Yeah.
to him on the front porch.
but he's got because
Fuck.
he's so confident like the cops are saying there's no way the real guy would ever do like he's not going to stand in front of us and fucking say this to us.
Yeah,
It's
That's
like
another reason
beyond-
that Woody
beyond his-
Harrelson couldn't play this character is because you have to be Thomas Jane to be that cool.
First of all, Woody
Yeah, we had
Harrelson
we had
totally.
that jumbo
I was
Coke
just
in the
going
ball
on.
for this.
Okay, look at his front.
I know,
That looks like
but
Woody.
I'm just saying you
Also, I think Woody is tremendous and he could do this.
you have to
Maybe
be
not the
Thomas
action.
Jane to be this cool. Like you have to just have that. You have to have that swagger of, you know what? I'm gonna let you
Swagger.
shoot me with my dick out this
I think
entire
Woody
time.
has.
Also, 1/3 of the
Plenty of
film, he
swagger,
didn't
my
have any
friend.
clothes on. That was pretty cool.
He was naked a lot.
Oh yeah, he was
naked
naked
a
for
lot.
the first like 20 minutes of the movie.
I know. He didn't wear any clothes at all, which is, I thought it was a South African thing. Maybe it is. You know,
I thought the scene
European
behind Scott was extraordinarily well done.
Remember,
this scene, when they were going down that road and they were protesting, they were all in step, and they had a call response kind of thing going on there. It was powerful.
It just
Really,
made me
really
It was
think
very
how
powerful.
bad-
it's
how
a it's
bad
a
American
big budget
protesters
movie.
are
Good
at
scale.
like anything musical or rhythmic, because you see these like really complex song chant things that they've come up with
I still though
basically on the spot for the specific protest.
But one of my criticisms is like it was too fast from him. I don't know, struggling internally, and then he walks across the street and robs a bank. I was just like,
Well, he does fight that guy though. Like
He
as
did.
or both of them when the guys in the helicopter start walking up, he runs up and just fucking gang tackles both of them
double
Yeah.
tackles.
and just starts beating the fuck out of that
Right.
one guy.
That's true. That's
and
true.
it's just like he's that switch
I'm on the
flipped.
wrong side.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get time and a half for this after they just murdered?
Oh, that
such
was
people?
messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, but that's again, it's perfect for setting up the character.
Yeah.
But
Like
but I think he's also just really, really good, like born to do it. He's really, really good at robbing banks.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. It's not just like his conscience or whatever. It's like he's really fucking good at it.
because robbing banks is cool.
There was also a great part where his father kind of lays down a ethical statement of all Boers in South Africa, which says,
Yeah.
we're doing this because we're the best standard of living in all of Africa. And if we didn't
Yes.
do what we did, it would all fall into anarchy and crime.
The blacks
And-
don't know how good they have it.
Yeah, pretty much. He was
Yeah.
waiting for someone to say that, and he did it.
Yep.
Also, he was saying that, and there were like all those mounted heads behind him.
And I know it's the story Liberties now that Tad has enlightened us a bit, but the scene where he goes back to the black
The township. Yeah.
community,
So that may have happened. That's the other thing about this is that Alan Hale
that was a pretty powerful scene.
Alan Hale was alive when this movie was made. Alan's the one with the beard. He got arrested for robbing a bank in England. He did 9 years in England. He got sent to South Africa. He did 25 years in South Africa. And during his time in prison, he was a consultant on this movie.
Oh,
And he told the filmmakers a lot about how they did things, where they were, what they were doing, what kind of guns they had, what kind of cars they had, their relationships, all of that other stuff. So that could have happened. Like he very well may have done that.
Yeah.
The thing is, we don't know about Andre Stander past 1986 because he got killed in Fort Lauderdale. So we don't have those conversations, but a lot of this is based on at least Alan Hale's telling of the type of person he was.
I was really sad to see in the end credits that his wife committed suicide.
I know. That's end credits were
That was a
tough.
real bummer.
And as
Also,
tragic as that is, it makes you think again about him in Fort Lauderdale. Basically, like he had nothing to do. He was
Yeah.
there alone,
Yeah.
and there was nothing there for him. And it's like if she had gone with him, that whole ending would have been
Does
different.
he steal that car? Right, exactly.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right.
This was I love this cast. This was such a great cast.
It was a good cast.
really good.
She's in the Salton Sea,
Oh.
which is an amazing performance that doesn't get anywhere near enough attention right around this time.
Are you talking about
too.
Deborah?
Crash
Yeah.
and,
Dude, Deborah Kara Unger, she was
Game.
all over the 90s, baby. Remember the game? She was in the game.
Yeah, she sure as fuck was.
She was like fucking huge, and then she just like dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
She's been working as of like 2 years ago. So.
Also, can we talk about that yellow? Talk about that yellow Porsche 911 at the end.
Yeah, that car, man. That
I fell in love with Porsches all over again in this one movie.
It's a Targa, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it Targa? Okay, I didn't
Yes.
see that. I didn't see the back. So
Also, it's totally trivial, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention the girl that talked to him when he first got to Florida. Her boobs were like, oh my god, spectacular.
oh well, yeah. This being Florida and all, everything was just
What the fuck?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Some kind of a graphic for like Jared's pervy corner.
Welcome.
That's the graphic. There it is.
I would like to see this woman make
That's a
more
clip at
movies.
least. Oh yeah,
I
thank you,
think
and
I've
thank
seen
you
a
for
lot of her
that.
TV stuff without knowing it was her, but I'd like to see more movies from her.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Clearly knows what she's doing.
yeah, that was just
There's so many great shots in this movie. Like there's so many the circling. There's that one shot where they just keep circling around them, and then it goes and it circles around over here, and then it comes back. Like it's just like the camera movement, the shot behind Chris where it starts up here and then kind of comes down as they're talking. Like
I didn't find any camera
and
work
Chris in the background.
I just thought it was good enough that I didn't notice it, and it was nice.
In the background, what Chris is seeing is I was more amazed I could find these hideoso, brutalist 70s sets.
Yes.
To film this in, and it happened over and over in this film.
Did you guys ever see that mini series on the BBC a couple years back about the guy that time travels back to like 1973 Manchester?
Oh no, this looks like Life on Mars a lot.
Right, absolutely looks like Life on Mars.
Right, yeah.
Because Manchester and Johannesburg are still stuck in the 70s.
Yeah. Oh, they said that when they're shooting Life on Mars, they had to shoot quick because some places they would find these old places, they tear them down the week after they finish shooting.
Well, it's the same thing with 24-hour party people. Like several of those locations were basically about to be demolished because they're getting rid of the industrial sections of Manchester.
That's too bad.
It's also occurs in
go ahead.
Letter to Brezhnev.
Oh really?
Oh, right.
So thumbs?
Way up.
Well, nicely done, sir.
Again, competent criminals, bank robberies are cool.
Okay,
I would have liked it to have been
two very different takes.
I would have liked it to have been less polished, but I really liked it.
Less polished?
Yeah, it was a little polished.
It was grainy.
Ooh, it was grainy as hell, man.
I felt like
it was too entertaining.
Also,
thought it was too entertaining.
Yeah, that was sorry. It was a little too entertaining.
We're sorry.
Not depressing enough. Not for yelling about movies.
It was kind of like it was halfway.
How many rapes? There was no rapes.
The compressed kind of this crime movie kind of thing. I could see that.
Also, again, the fashion just impeccable.
The fashion
top to bottom.
Oh, disco shirts! Come on, everyone looks terrible in this movie.
It gets a thumbs up for me just for the accent work already.
The only thing more appalling than the clothes in this movie are the clothes in Slapshot.
The purple shirt when he comes out of the back and he's got the purple shirt on.
Yeah.
No, he's got the purple shirt on, and he comes out after telling the girl that he'll kill her if she betrays them, and then Alan's just sitting there in the like shitty tracksuit. It's so funny. I just thought that
is that why you're wearing a Adidas tracksuit? Because it's kind of like a
I'm wearing an Adidas
tracksuit. But you knew that woman. You knew that woman was.
Oh yeah, because
downfall.
You're a '70s criminal. You're the one of the guys. Exactly. You're like a part of those mobs.
Actually, Tad looks more like a 2004 guy in England right now.
Yeah. Well,
he looks like a Russian mafia guy.
Yeah, exactly.